Listen to John Locke. You can't quit, Hugo.
You don't get to quit.
Well, he just quit. Alright guys, this one's going to be doing a review today. This one's going to be doing a review for Lost. This one's going to be doing my next review for Season 2. This is for Episode 4, titled Everybody Hates Hugo. Now, I don't. What the hell? I mean, how could you at this point? You know what I mean? But anyway, Episode 4 of Season 2, guys. Season 2 is going great so far. We're 4 episodes in to the reviews. This episode here, really awesome character episode for Hugo. Really great episode. I really enjoyed seeing kind of what he went through, and obviously it's kind of a nice parallel, this episode, because most of this episode focuses on this, this hatch that they're in, right? And they got all this food supply, they got all these things going on, but obviously Jack is saying, and a lot of the others are saying, like, if you keep giving this away, if you eat all this stuff, which we do see a montage of Hugo eating some of the food that is, pre-prepared and stuff in the rations, which I can't lie, after all that time on the island, I'd probably doing the same. But, Jack kind of lays some ground rules, like, all right, you're in charge of making sure that, nobody gets to it, nobody keeps taking from it, because if they do, that's how it starts. You may say, oh, I'm just going to take one thing, but eventually, it'll be gone, and then we'll be screwed again. This stuff can help them on the island and help them survive. And we do kind of get a little bit more of Rose's character in this one, which is cool, because I liked her in Season 1, the one that, lost her, husband and stuff like that in the plane crash. And she kind of, talks to Hugo and stuff, and he's like, everybody's going to hate me. And she's like, no, nobody will ever hate you, But it's true, because the example shows itself this episode, like, for example, Kate, she wants to take a shower, right? She gets some shampoo. She's like, oh, I'm going to take that. And he's like, Kate, you can't take, and it's like, well, there we go. That's how it starts, And you got Rose, she's like, well, it's just one bottle. And it's like, see how that goes, But anyway, we had that going on. That was really crazy stuff, being logical, thinking about rations, how long it'll last you, stuff like that. Very realistic stuff. It makes a lot of sense. And Hugo is in charge of that whole thing. And he's also in charge of making sure that clock doesn't go past 108 or whatever, because after 108 minutes, it'll set back and God knows what'll happen. So they got to keep resetting that darn thing. So that's also Hugo's job as well. He's watching through that, keeping track of the rations. And you got Saeed that's, fixing his stuff up. And they're all just trying to, make it what it is, right? And you got some of the others on the island, like Charlie, that are kind of like wondering, like, Hugo, like, what's going on? And he's like, well, we found a bunch of food. But the island's not supposed to know about all this food, because then they'd all kind of, start raiding it, But he tells Charlie, and Charlie is kind of mentioning this to John Locke. And Locke kind of tells me, he's like, oh yeah, there's a stereo down there too, there's music and all that, It's like, oh man, you're tempting Charlie to go down there, man. But anyway, we got that going on, and we got the flashbacks this episode, which I thought was really interesting too, because it plays into the current day, where Hugo quits this job because he's caught eating food on camera when he's supposed to be working. So he quits his job, kind of hangs out with this friend of his, and his friend kind of betrays him a little bit, which I thought was kind of interesting. But the flashbacks are really good. Again, I always feel bad for Hugo. Every time we get flashbacks for him, he's such an innocent guy, he's such a nice dude, but he's quitting his job because of this, eating problem that he has and stuff, and it's just, I don't know, man. It's really tough to watch Hugo go through all that stuff. But really enjoyed the flashbacks this episode. I thought that was all really great stuff. He thinks again that, that his life is bad luck. You know what I mean? Which, I don't think so, but it is what it is. Now, we also get a bottle that's sent through the water this episode, which Sun and Claire kind of pick up on this. They think it's, from Jin and maybe Michael trying to send out something, you know what I mean? They very much believe that something may have gone wrong, you know what I mean? Which they're not wrong. We get a minor plot this episode with Ana Lucia, where she's bringing our characters, Michael and Jin and, Sawyer and all that. They're bringing them through the woods and stuff, bringing them back. And of course, you've got Sawyer that kind of tells him, he's like, yeah, you hit me again, Ana Lucia, I'll kill you. You know what I mean? And Sawyer's he's got like that immediate charisma to him, to where Anna kind of respected that, you can kind of tell. But yeah, yeah, I thought all that stuff was really interesting. I really like that big guy too. Echo, yeah, he's really cool too. I like him. He's really creepy so far, but he's very interesting. But honestly, I think this season, one of the things that's really benefiting from this season is I find that now that we know the characters more, they're able to go into a bit more their really deepest, darkest secrets, which I think makes the story interesting. But yeah, we get left on a massive cliffhanger this episode, and something that I was so happy about. It wasn't even like a cliffhanger of like, oh no, but it was a nice moment. The guys that have Sawyer and Michael and Jin and all that stuff, they meet up with some of their friends, and one of them is named Bernard, which we figure that out because he ends up asking that. He's like, wait, you have people on the island? Is there a person on the island named Rose? And then you find out that that's actually Bernard, Rose's husband, that's with Ana Lucia and her people that have Sawyer and their group captured. And at the end of the episode, he asks about Rose, and Rose is, has no idea that her husband is very much alive. But in a way, she does, because I remember her saying in season 1 that she very much believed that her husband will be back. And we saw him in this one, and that was just such a nice way to wrap up the episode. It was so amazing. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. What did you think of episode 4 of Lost? I absolutely loved it. I thought it was phenomenal. I'm going to give it a perfect 10 out of 10. I thought it was absolutely fantastic. So let me know your thoughts. What did you think of episode 4 of Lost? And if you're new to the channel and you enjoy videos like this, guys, be sure to click to subscribe and don't miss any other videos for Lost. Make sure to follow me on Dan's Reviews Official on Instagram, guys. And of course, I'll see you guys really soon for more videos for Lost. Enjoy the rest of the day, guys, and peace out.